In this video, we're going to talk about angles that are formed by two lines that are cut by a transversal. I'm going to draw two lines here. One goes like this, one goes like this. These lines are not parallel. If you can tell, they will meet. But I'm going to cut this with a line called a transversal. Okay, now we have angles formed, and we have vertical angles, we have alternate interior angles, we have alternate exterior angles, and we have consecutive interior, Sometimes we call this the same side interior. Same side interior. And then we have corresponding. All right, now you need to copy this in your notes. All right, so let's label these angles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. The vertical angles are, you might remember this already, the ones that are right across from each other that form V's. So 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 5 and 8, 6 and 7. So I'll write, for right now, I'm just going to write down 1 and 2. I don't want to write 1,000 numbers. All right, now, when you look at all of these angles, these on the outside of the line are called exterior, and the angles on the inside are called interior. Have you ever heard of exterior house paint? It's for the outside of your house. This is outside, but this is the inside. Okay. Now, alternate means you go back and forth. So we're going to talk about going back and forth on the inside. So the alternate interior angles would be 4 and 5 and 3 and 6. So I'll just put down one set right now. 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles. Now, I want you to pretend that they're not there. We're going to look at alternate exterior angles. So if I chose angle 2, what would that look like down here? What's the alternate? Alternate means I'm going to cross the line. Here with 4 and 5, you see how I cross the line? Well, I'm going to do the same thing with the exteriors. I'm going to cross the line. So I'm going to call it 2 and 7. All right. Now, consecutive interior means the same side interior angles. So, for example, on the same side we have 4 and 6 or 3 and 5. I'll just say 3 and 5. Okay? And then we also have corresponding. Corresponding means same, I should write this down if you can see it. Do I have room? Same position. Do you see how if I have 4 of these up here and 4 down here, do you see how 2 is in the same position as 6? 1 is in the same position as 5, 3 is in the same position as 7, and 4 is in the same position as 8. So I'm just going to say 4 and 8. 4 and 8 are corresponding angles because they're in the same position, okay? Now, right now, I'm not saying that these angles equal each other. In other words, I'm not saying that this angle here and this angle here equal each other as far as size goes. All right? But we're just naming them. The next thing I do want to tell you, however, is if I have two lines that are parallel, and by the way you show that is you put a little arrow in the middle of the line like that, and then it's cut by a transversal. That's the transversal. Now if we have all of these angles, now they're going to equal one another. In other words, the vertical angle 1 and 2, right? Well, let's number them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the vertical angles are going to be the same size, the same exact size. The alternate interior angles, the back and forth, the 4 and 5 and the 3 and 6, they're going to be the same size. Same size. So if this is 120, then this is 120. Alternate exterior, 2 and 7. If the lines are parallel, then the sizes of those angles are going to be the same. Consecutive interior. Now, consecutive interior, however, is a little different. Look, 3 and 5. Can you tell what 3 and 5 equal? They equal a straight line, 180 degrees, linear pair. You see that? Linear pair? Because there's two angles, it's a straight line, and they equal 180 degrees. Corresponding 4 and 8. If that angle is, 65, then this angle is 65. Now, you have to know this for the whole year. So memorize these words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those words, you have to know what they mean. They will be on tests and quizzes, and you just have to know them. Vertical, I think, is very easy because of V, vertical. So the two V's across from each other. Alternate interior on the inside of the lines, and you just go back and forth. Alternate exterior, they're on the outside, and you go back and forth. Consecutive interior, which means the same side interior. Again, it's kind of a given if you understand the terminology. Corresponding kids sometimes have a hard time with remembering. Corresponding means the same position.